So it's March 29th, and you can probably hear outside. The wind is whipping here in south central Montana. If I can get the door open. It is a freaking blizzard. White out. That's a little car I'm taking to Nebraska. Should drop some elevation pretty quick as I leave town, so hopefully get out of this stuff. It just turns to rain, or hopefully it just stops altogether. But yeah, heading to Nebraska. Well, we are officially on the road. It's about, I don't know, what time is it? About 9:50, and the weather's a lot nicer now. We got the little car loaded to the hilt. We got old Tommy there, buckled up, safety first, and we're heading to Nebraska. Going to snag a oil change and probably a tire alignment or rotation. And yeah, it's about a, I don't know, it's about a 13-hour drive down to southeast Nebraska where we're going to end up, but I don't know, we're a couple days early leaving from our original plan, so I might hunt a day or two in northwest Nebraska and just see what I can find on some state land or BLM or something. But yeah, should be a good time. Freaking stoked to get on the road. So we're about 5 hours into our trip now. Stopped and got gas. Got gas when I left. Got gas here in about central Wyoming. Stopped and got an iced coffee too. Get some caffeine in me. We should be in Nebraska tonight, this evening probably. We'll find a place to get some tags, and we got a few pins that a guy I talked to a couple days ago dropped me. He's found turkeys in the past, northwest Nebraska, so we might be turkey hunting by tomorrow morning, so fingers crossed. Pretty wild looking here. We'll be driving through looks like a fire going on. See it through my dirty cracked windshield. Yeah, it's a pretty thick smoke. Made it to my first destination here in Nebraska. I thought I was going to have time to roost some turkeys tonight, but pulled into the little town, asked the woman at the gas station if they sell licenses, and she was like, no, nowhere in town sells licenses. So I asked her where the closest place would be, and it's apparently like 25 miles the way I just came from. So don't look like I'll be roosting any turkeys tonight, but it looks pretty cool over here. I've never been in this part of Nebraska before, and kind of river bottoms and stuff, so yeah, I'm getting pretty excited. After I go back and hunt down the license, we'll get after it tomorrow. Well, don't know how good you can see here. I'm using my headlamp as some light, but found a place to park my car. Drove back in town to get my hunting license, and the guy at Walmart told me that you do it all online in Nebraska, so just goes to show how little I know about this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna sleep in my car. I think I'm gonna sleep with my seat up tonight. I can't get the seat back with the big old cooler in the back seat, but we'll see if we can get some sleep. We're in the middle of a big management area or something like that, so it's all state land around us, all public land around us, so we'll get out, see if we can find some feathers or tracks or some roosting trees or something. We'll see what this even looks like when it gets daylight. I ain't got to see it yet. It's all dark. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the morning. Well, it was a pretty chilly night. Got a little colder than I expected, but I had enough blankets and whatnot. My buddy August is texting me. I'm gonna ride around today. I'm gonna do some scouting. I really want to get up in the hills and start hunting, but I know better. We'll get out and try to find some birds. Try to figure out where they're roosting. Just do some scouting, really dial in the plan for tomorrow morning. So maybe this evening, if I can figure out where they're roosting, and if it looks like it's the only place they can roost, so they'll probably roost there this evening. But yeah, I'm gonna wake up, grab a bite to eat, and just kind of head at this slowly. Well, Well, looks like I connected on a private spot. Did some door knocking today, and everything went pretty. Some turkey poop right there. Everything went pretty bad for that. There was an outfitter in the area, locked up a bunch of land and charges a bunch of money to hunt. And other people had problems with hunters in the past, and you know how it goes. But one old lady said that I could come back and hunt in the morning. So I'm just passing some time now on a piece of public land. I'm going to see if I can't. Looks like I beat someone to their spot. Someone just pulled in behind my vehicle and turned around and drove off. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can't find a roost tree and set up this evening and just pass some time. But tomorrow ought to be the day. I drove by her place earlier, and there was about 30 turkeys pecking around in her field. So hopefully they come back through in the morning. Well, I walked down onto this little piece of public on a little river bottom and found some turkey tracks, and those guys that pulled down behind me, apparently they were coyote hunters, because they drove about 150, 200 yards up the road, parked, walked down into the same little woodlot I was hunting, and started playing, I believe it was coyote or pup distress number 3 on a Fox Pro. So yeah, on to the next spot. Gotta love public land. Well, another cold night in the car. Still see my breath. But I ended up roosting some birds yesterday. Ended up being about 40 birds on the piece of property next to the one I got permission on. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna get in there real early this morning, way before daylight, probably half hour, 45 minutes before daylight, and try to sneak in there, because these birds are real close. They're probably 150 yards from where I'm gonna set up. So yeah, this could get really interesting this morning. I'm pretty dang excited. So blew that one. Had, I don't even know, 5 or 6 toms come in and start beating up on my decoys, and I was trying to head shoot one with it's like a gobbler guillotine, but I think Muzzy makes it. I thought the shot was decent. I mean, I was just waiting for him to fall over, and he started strutting again. So then the other birds, I had a big old chartreuse fletched arrow with a luminant glowing out there. So yeah, they wasn't having that. They came back to 15 yards or so, and I just thought they were going to commit, but they didn't. Gobbling over there now. I tried to crawl under the blind and go out after about a half hour of them not wanting to come back in. They got behind the blind about 100 yards, and I tried to keep the blind in between me and it and crawl out and get that luminant, and they busted me. But yeah, all that time trying to get permission on a piece of property, and then you get permission on, I mean, there was 40 birds this morning. But yeah, I guess that's how it goes, you know. It's part of hunting turkeys with a stick bow, I guess. It's not all that easy. Getting them to the decoys is only half the battle. But yeah, I'm gonna pack up, and I don't know, I thought I busted them, but they just gobbled, but they're not gonna come back in. I'm gonna pack up and head towards eastern Nebraska. Fun, about 6-7 more hours in the car. Well, we're set up here on a piece of public here on Nebraska, eastern Nebraska. Got on some birds this morning, didn't really get any footage of that. Turns out there was a creek in between us and them, and there was about 15 hens with them. But we got a game plan for them tomorrow morning if we don't roost any birds here on this piece of public today or this evening. But it's about 4 o'clock and I'm just setting up shop and just waiting it out. It's definitely an area where they strut. And my buddy Corey said he shot birds down here before. So got some big cottonwoods behind me and in front of me, and there's a little green field right here ahead of me. I'm set up in the corner of it, so I'm just going to sit here for a couple hours and see if anything comes back to roost in this area. So fingers crossed. Well, I believe it's a no-go this evening. I ain't even heard a bird. Buddy Corey wasn't for sure if they'd be down here quite yet. We're still pretty early in the season. They're still kind of flocked up in big flocks, but hopefully they start busting up soon and start getting in all these little woodlots. But yeah, I might get out of the blind a little early, see if I can go locate one that's on the roost. Maybe set up on him tomorrow morning if it don't pan out to go back over to his uncle's place. But yeah, still grinding it out. I thought it'd be a little easier than this, but after muffing that one shot, yeah, it's starting to look like that might have been my opportunity for a few days. But I'm gonna keep at it, and I might head west in a couple days to get back on those turkeys. I still got permission off that lady over there, so that's plan B here. But hopefully I'm heading back west. I don't have any more tags in my pocket. That's the plan. He's down, dude, buddy. I won't puke. We got done.
job, man. I don't think I got that on film, but I was trying to keep your elbow from hitting me in the face. Good job. That was funny.
Well, didn't really get a good recap of this morning's hunt. Things got a little rodeo-ish like it often does in the turkey woods. But we got 2 birds down. We doubled up, me and Corey angered. And it was pretty freaking cool. We came in there this morning and we heard some birds gobbling. We figured they'd roosted in the same place. Corey knew that property really well. He's hunted his whole life. So he knew where they were going to roost, and there was a little finger that kind of went down into the thick stuff where they're going to roost to. And the wind was pretty bad, so we got on the downwind side of the brush and couldn't have worked any more perfectly. My bird came in, never made a noise. It wasn't part of the group that we could hear on the roost. But my bird came in first, and I put a good shot on it. It ran 15 yards. I don't really know what all we got on camera. Like I said, it all got pretty rodeo-ish. I grabbed the camera, he shot a little low on one and turned around and shot a Jake and just hammered it. But like turkeys often do, we thought the hit was perfect and it got up. We ended up having to run after it, put another arrow in it. And but yeah, we got 2 birds down, and now I just got enough time, driving about 7 hours to go try to roost some birds on another piece of property that I had permission on. The one that I missed that bird a couple days ago on. But yeah, I'm gonna just kind of burn some rubber and get over there, and hopefully have time to roost those birds and get on them tomorrow morning. I got one more tag to film before I head home, but yeah, fingers crossed. It's already a successful trip, but let's see if we can get 2. All right, so I just landed permission on a piece of property I roosted like 40 birds on 3 days ago. So I'm right underneath the roost trees. Oh, they're about 40 yards behind me. And while I was setting up, I could hear some turkeys chirping around. And I heard a gobble right when I was getting in my blind. So it's about that time. I was cutting it close getting in here. But it's about that time, and they should start showing up anytime. Oh man, this is exciting. Still over there fighting. Slowly making their way this way though. Well, that was kind of embarrassing. I probably had 40 birds inside 20 yards. And the only one that came in front of my blind window was a Jake, and he was about halfway inside the window. They did not like the strutter. It was really weird. They were fighting and just making all kinds of racket over on the hill. But when they came down to where they were roosting, they didn't want anything to do with it. They were kind of corralling the hens from coming over and checking it out. And finally some hens come in, but the Jakes and the Toms that was in the group even were just really, really kind of skittish of my decoys. So I'll probably leave the strutter in the car tomorrow. I'm hunting the property next to it, the same property I hunted the first day I was here, and where I missed that bird or messed it up or whatever you want to call it. So I'm probably going to take the little ugly Jake with me tomorrow and leave the strutter in the car. It kind of blew my mind. They were on it this morning. And they really liked it, but these birds over here, they didn't care for it at all. So yeah, back at it. I got permission on that same piece of property tomorrow, and then that piece that I hunted the first day, I'm going to hunt in the morning. So yeah, I got one more tag, and I might buy another one. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. We got one more day in Nebraska.
Well, that just happened out of nowhere. I didn't get the shot on camera. I thought they were a bunch of hens coming in. They just come running. I still got a hen in the decoys. You can't even see. It's still dark. They come running as hard as they could. Lovers, not fighters. There's 5 more Toms coming in.
Well, got my second bird in Nebraska. Nice Tom. He came in right at daylight. It was 10 minutes after shooting light. And I thought he was a hen. You couldn't hardly see through that shoot-through mesh, but he was just running by the blind with all the other hens. There was probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 hens. And this one just seen my Jake decoy mounting the hen and broke out a run and broke into strut. Came over and was just face to face with my decoy, and it was so early I didn't want to turn my camera on in the blind, the backlight. The screen on the back, kind of lights up. So unfortunately I didn't get a video of the shot, but he ran 25 yards maybe and piled up. So man, I couldn't be happier. It's been an awesome trip so far.